So I wanted to come to you all briefly, guys, to talk to you all about Palm here because I'm enjoying Palm even more as her character developed and even changed and shifted later on in this arc. As you know, we're continuing in the Chimera Ant arc here, um, and you know the episode 130 um, that I pushed out today. My reaction to it today, episode 130 was a crazy episode. It was a great episode, but several things happened in this episode that was very um, impactful, and specifically pertaining to Palm. A couple of things stood out to me on her character because I was very curious about her new look, who she is now compared to who she was prior episodes. So, she definitely has like a curiosity to her that very definitely intrigued me, and I was very curious. But again, we get some, just a couple of answers about her new look, her new abilities, but we still don't know exactly what else she can do because, you know, we're still moving along in the show itself. Now, I use this image simply because, this stood out, a lot to me as far as Palm's character is concerned. And before she got the transformation, simply because she was very timid. She was a very timid character, very timid young lady. But if you said the wrong things to her, that other side of her would pop out and would cause you to have your defenses up, type of thing. Because specifically Biscay, it would be one of those one of the characters in the show that would, kind of fear for her life. In the midst of what Biscay could do, she still showed, signs of concern. Even Kalua, but Gon, he didn't, he treated her, like a normal person, like a normal human being, even in the midst of her having this side of her, to her. And I enjoyed Palm's, the old Palm. I really did enjoy her character. Here it just was funny, but I was still like like I even said, I if you see my reactions to her character, I was still worried for other people's safety and trying to if I was next to her, I would say, Palm, just calm down, just clear your head. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. But her older self would take a lot of things very, very deeply, and it would cause this side of her to come out where she felt like she had to hurt somebody. But then once Palm, gets captured by, I believe it was, Yuppie who captured, if I remember correctly. That she gets she gets puts in this cocoon, she gets this transformation, and so now she's totally different. And when we see Palm, she's definitely totally different. I believe she's taller now. She probably aged a little bit more. It's just totally different. Plus, she has, what looks, at the time you didn't really know what it was on her head, but in episode 130, you get the explanation from her. But um, you just didn't know if she was friend or foe. I mean, technically, she was getting ready to possibly attack Kalua here, but um, her memory of Kalua and Gon, and even still having that affection towards Gon, pretty much helped her to calm, to stay calm and not, rage basically. And I'm curious as to wondering, if something were to set her off to where her rage came back, how much more dangerous could she possibly be? So we learn, from Palm having conversation with Kalua here that she uses this ability called Wink Blue, that through her right eye, when she sees somebody, she, you know, for, through the power of the crystal on her head, she can visually see more than one person, like up to three people at a time, through her left eye to be able to see where they're going, specifically where I believe where they're at too. But we gain this information about Palm's newest ability here. I'm thinking that Wink Blue may be possibly an already learned ability prior to the transformation, but that with the crystal ball added to her head, She now has this new ability to be able to see three people at a time, wherever she may be. But again, it does have its limitations where if I believe she was saying like if she saw Gon, Kahlua, and the King, if one of them steps outside of that range, she can't see basically like the first person that she saw out of the three in the specific order. She said the oldest person, so it kind of makes me think that she can only see three people at a time. But if one of them steps out of that picture, if it's like the very first person that she sees steps out of the picture, she can't see that person anymore. That's why she mentions the oldest person. But at the same time, that could mean the oldest person as far as age wise. I'm not too sure about that information though. But that's just my guess. But all in all, this isn't a great ability to have for Palm. So again, guys, I'm like I said, I've loved Palm's character throughout the time that she's been around Gon and Kahlua and the crew. I'm just like I said, I'm kind of curious as to a couple of things. What other abilities does she gain through this metamorphosis, this transformation, and the key thing, her rage. If something triggers that rage, how much more powerful and dangerous could she be? Because she definitely was, a little bit dangerous, um, in her prior form. So I'm just like really really curious about her and her newest abilities possibly gained through this transformation and that rage that is dormant for right now. But with that, guys, that's it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section on this video. Let's have a chat. Let's talk about it. What did you all think of Palm and her transformation? Let's have a chat, guys, and I will chat with you on the next video of more Hunter x Hunter discussions. Peace, guys.